We humans tend to overthink everything negative that happens to us, or at least we think it's negative. We experience the highs. Oh, I won. And we exaggerate the lows. This is the end. No! Those lows, or what I call dips, appear in our life in a cyclical manner. And in this video, I'm gonna show you what the dip is, how to deal with it, and how to rocket yourself to new highs after you overcome it. My name is Z, this is Fearless Dreams, and let's go! By the way, what do you think about the new setup? I think it's pretty dope! In all honesty, I stole this term, the dip, from a book called The Dip by Seth Godin. I haven't really read the book, but this term really well defines what I'm talking about. And these are the really bad moments in our lives that happens pretty much every day, week, month, or a year. Or there might be even periods of several years in a row that you are in that dip. In simple terms, the dip is a low moment of your life where you feel depressed, you feel like a failure, like you don't want to communicate with anyone, and you close yourself many times actually for no particular reason. Let me give you a few examples of a dip. Maybe you were dating the girl of your life, or at least you thought she was the one, and you break up, and after that you feel terrible, so that's a dip. Or imagine yourself going to the gym quite often for several weeks in a row, and after that you feel tired and you're like, yeah, I want to quit, I don't want to go to the gym so often, and you feel down. Or if you have started learning something new and complex, like for example playing the piano, and at some point after the initial excitement is gone and you realize how hard it is, you are also in a dip. You feel like you want to quit, you want to stop doing this, and you're like, yeah, maybe it's too hard for me to handle. Same goes with your dreams. Maybe you have failed some of your dreams, or maybe even your biggest dream. For example, I personally applied for a job at BMW, and at that time, this was like a dream job for me. I was so excited, and I actually got invited to a second, I think, or a third interview. Anyway, there were just two people left, so it was me and another guy. And I was having a meeting with the managing director, and I was being myself and I was feeling great. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this job. And after a month or two, I didn't even got a call back. And I was like, oh man, this is like the worst moment of my career, and this was such a dream job, and I felt so low. And I just had no pleasure in anything for at least a couple of weeks after I realized that I'm not getting the call. So that was a pretty solid dip. In such moments, we ask the most frequently asked question ever, and that is, why is this happening to me? No, it's happening to everybody, not just to you. But it's you that are making a bigger deal out of it. The dip can be seen in pretty much every aspect of our lives. And it doesn't matter if in the morning, for example, you don't want to go out of bed, or you forget something that you usually remember. That's also a dip in your memory. Where was I? The best way to understand the dip is actually comparing it to a woman's period. You know, for 21 days, everything's fine, you feel great and so on. And then, bam, at some point you're like, the world is ending, you feel terrible, you want to eat the whole Nutella in the universe that exists. And after 2, 3, 5 days, you know, everything goes back to normal and you feel yourself again and you're happy and everything is just much better. Okay, insert your period jokes down in the comments, but trust me, guys also have periods, and the only difference is that blood thing that happens that I don't really understand. All of us experience those moments. Even our friend Mickey here, he's probably in a dip right now by the looks of it. But not many of us understand the pattern behind it and how this is actually very necessary for us in order to get better and to improve our lives in general. The dip is usually a sign of two things. One, that you probably have to change something, or two, that you have to persevere when you're having a difficulty and when you're out of your comfort zone. This is basically nature's way to test you if you're ready to become great or you'll remain average. And trust me, nature tests you every single day in every possible manner. And I can give you an example from this Sunday. My nature tests me like 3 times if I want to get up at 6 a.m., get all the shit that I have done by 8 or 10, and then have the rest of the day free for, having fun or whatever else I want to do. Whatever the reason for the dip is, there are a few simple steps that you can undertake and just overcome it. Let it be, let it be. Let it be, let it be. Yeah, actually, it's that simple. The first thing you need to do is just let it be. Going back to my example with the BMW position, I couldn't do anything else. I gave it my all, my best to the interviews, and I just wasn't their guy. And what should I do? Just stop looking for a job, or maybe, go in my bed and never go out again? Yes, I let myself be miserable for some time, but at some point I was okay with it. It's a hard moment, I need to overcome it. Yes, I'm going to feel bad, but at some point I just need to pull myself up, and just get on with my life. It's not the end of it, and it's never the end. Whatever is happening to you guys, you probably have a place to sleep, whatever, something to eat, and you're going to overcome it. So don't get all emotional about this low moment that you're having. Stay objective, and you'll see that in quite a short period of time you'll be able to persevere and better times will come. Actually, that is exactly what happened with the BMW position. The guy that got the job left like 6 months after that because the conditions were not good and it wasn't what he was expecting. So I'm guessing it wouldn't have been the right fit for me too. And several months later, I found a much better job and I was enjoying it so much. And looking back at it, I was like, they even did me a favor of not hiring me. Just switch focus. Sometimes we need this, to just get away from everything, go in the nature, and just maybe take a break. Sometimes the dip is a result of an overload or like a burnout. And you just need to do something completely different, or actually do nothing. I remember I had like a huge burnout at some point in my life, and I needed like 3 months of doing nothing in order to recover. And yeah, sometimes you just need to do that. Try doing something that excited you when you were a kid. That would completely switch your focus and will bring back very good memories from your childhood, which is always helpful to kind of switch out and completely change everything that's happening around you. The last tip I want to give you guys is to just continue learning. It doesn't matter if you're learning actually a new skill and you're going into a dip, or you're just in a bad moment of your life and your relationships with the people around you are not working out. You should just move forward step by step, and you'll see that change and improvements will come. Never stop learning and never stop experience new things, and at some point you will also find this spark again inside you that will just make you enjoy whatever you're doing right now, or whatever you used to enjoy but now you don't, and now at some point you enjoy again. I'm not sure if that makes sense. And to show you that I'm not telling you this just because it sounds good, I practice it every single day. Every time I go in front of the camera to shoot one of those videos, I'm in a dip. Just before shooting, I'm like, oh, should I shoot it right now? Maybe tomorrow. I don't feel confident. Then there's another dip when I sit editing and I'm like, maybe this doesn't look too good. And after that, trust me, I live a whole bunch of dips when every following day the views are just that small portion, you know, that is not a huge jump in views or whatever, but I manage it. I know that I'm doing this. Why am I doing this? For what purpose? And I really start enjoying the process and learning every single time with every other video, and try to just make it better. First of all, for myself and for overcoming those dips that I'm facing, but also for you guys to give you the best possible value. We humans adapt, and that's the best part of it. It's part of evolution. All of those things that are happening are quite normal and help us grow. Imagine like the first people on this planet when they were trying to light the first few fires. I'm guessing they had like thousands of dips after they knew, you know, it works, but they couldn't make it work. Right now you might be like, wait, Z. So where is the big secret? Where is like the key to my happiness and to an amazing life? And sorry to disappoint you guys, but there's no such things. Life is like a roller coaster, really. You go up and then you go down and then up and down and down. But if you just enjoy the ride and you like the little adrenaline that you get of it, you'll experience it in a completely different way. Don't expect someone to just hand you the keys of heaven on earth or whatever. This is impossible. Everything that happens is happening for a reason, and it's happening to everyone. It's completely normal. You're not the freak that today is not feeling well and everyone else is smiling around it. No, it doesn't work like this. It's much simpler than that, and we just make it more complicated. There will be highs and there will be lows, and all it matters is how we perceive them, how we react, and what we do in the time in between. And also, the dip actually helps us to appreciate everything that's happening in our life, especially the good moments. If you don't have a dip and if you don't feel low and bad, how the hell you're going to experience the very good moments of your life? It will be much harder, trust me. And that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you try to enjoy your dips. My name is Z, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Ciao!